finale, District 14 Hare Scrambles 2020. We're at Portland Trail Riders, Portland, Michigan. And I am not off to a great start. I don't know what it was today. I wasn't feeling it. I don't know. At least towards the beginning. I think as the race went on, got a little better, and then towards the end, back started hurting a little bit. And wasn't my best ride of the year, but I did come away 11th of 26th in the 35 plus C class, and I think that was good enough to secure a 6th place finish in the series on the year, I believe. I haven't seen the final results or the final points yet, but just looking at the preliminary posting at the race, they had some scoring issues, I think, and they're looking into fixing those before they actually post the results. But I think I should be sitting 6th place. Got to hand it to Portland. They put on a nice race this weekend. You know, in years past, it's been kind of choppy at times and a lot of back and forth. But well laid out course this year, I think. Didn't seem as taxing on my body anyway. I think felt fairly good after the race, and you know, they had some moto, a little bit of moto, a lot of grass track, a little bit of woods, and the pines. One thing I will say about the pines, some of those turns were pretty blind there with the branches hanging out over the track. But other than that, you know, it smelled great after the race. We all smelled like a evergreen car air freshener, so I guess that had that going for us. I think they said we were at a 6-mile loop today, so I had 42 miles in after the race, so I must have had 7 laps in, it looks like, on at Portland here today. Coming in a little hot there. I think this wasn't expecting that turn right after that little jump there, but it took me a good 3 laps to realize that there was a turn immediately after that, and you know, finally began to take that a little bit slower so I can make that turn easier. They did a nice job laying this out in the aspect that we didn't really have a huge bottleneck, you know, like we do at a lot of the races. You know, I think it was open enough towards the beginning, and you know, obviously there was some traffic, but we didn't have any huge bottlenecks. We were just backing up, sitting and waiting too, so that was nice. weather was perfect today to ride. We were sitting low to mid 60s, I think, at the drop of the green, and it pretty much stayed there all day long. Had good moisture in the ground, so there wasn't a lot of dust. The dust there was, I think, was on the Moto track. But most of the day it was, really, really nice dirt. A lot of fun to ride. So had some color in the trees up here in Michigan. Things are starting to change. So always enjoy riding in the springs, or not the spring, the fall. Just with the colors and the temperatures, makes it a good time to ride here in the Midwest. So I believe the AM session, the 65s, 85s, super minis, etc. I think they rode this exact course that we rode. So they had a nice 6-mile loop today, a little bit longer than they get sometimes. So it's always fun when my kids get to ride the same track that I ride, because then I can kind of compare my times to Braden to see, who was really faster on the day. So haven't had a chance to watch his video back yet. And then my daughter Alexis, who typically rides in the 50 auto class, this was her first race. She had secured second place in the points in the 50 class, so she opted to forego the last race this season in her typical 50 class and ride the 65s today. So this was quite the experience for her. I'm proud of her. She finished the race, got 2 laps in an hour, so something to grow on and move forward to next year. But now she knows she can do it. So she was I don't know what she was feeling. There was some excitement after the race, but the nerves beforehand, she's never done a dead engine start before, so sitting on the line, she was like visibly shaking before the race, but she was happy afterwards, and I was really proud of her. Couple buddy riders slipping through us here, starting in the row behind us. A few of them are typically a little bit quicker than what we are. Got Deck up there in front of me here, and he narrowly escapes that one, as did I. That could have been bad for both of us there. Someone there clipped that barrel, went down. Hard to go too fast through these pines, especially on the first lap, just because you didn't know which direction. You couldn't really see too far ahead, and you couldn't tell which direction you were going to be going next. So a couple of these turns were actually pretty blind almost with the way the branches were hanging out. So while this will be the last racing video here for a while, I foresee, may hit a race or two down in Kentucky with some friends this winter, maybe. But headed down to West Virginia to Hatfield McCoy here in a few weeks, and I'll shoot some video down there and post some of that footage as well. If you guys haven't had the opportunity to check those trails system out down there, pretty awesome riding. A lot of really great single track. Has a lot to offer that we really don't see here in Michigan. Riding down there in the mountains of Appalachia country. Looking back on the year, this is the first season that I've actually ran the entire Hare Scramble series. It's my third year racing, and the first couple years I'd run races here and there as I could, but I really made it a point to hit all the races this year, and just kind of reflecting on the season. I think the biggest takeaway is just the friends I've made. Got to meet a lot of new people here, being a regular on the circuit here in District 14. But the camaraderie between our class, the 35 plus C, bunch of good guys out there, man. They're always looking out for one another, and it's just been a pleasure to get to know a lot of these guys. So really looking forward to next season to see what that brings as well. So coming up here off to our left, there's actually a golf course up here right next to the Moto course. So I'm sure these people out here for a nice Sunday round of golf were in for a treat when we were roaring by here for 3 hours as they were getting a nice round of golf in. But I saw several golf balls along this section of the track here in the dirt. So I don't know that anybody was hitting onto the course while we were playing. I didn't see any balls come flying in, but there was definitely some laying out here. Bridges were nice and wide here at Portland. Didn't really have to worry about sliding off those. Still, they had some grading across the top of them, so you could kind of get some grip as you went across even. So didn't really, like I said, didn't have to worry about sliding off there. That was my main concern with my daughter riding here was, hey, be careful on those bridges. I don't want you to end up on the creek. I I know a few riders that I've talked to in years past have that happen here at Portland before. So as far as I know, I didn't hear of anybody falling off today. This is kind of a cool section here with the tractor tires up like this. I had not seen that on a course before. I didn't ride here last year if it was there, so I wasn't aware of that. But that was something new. Places down here in this wood section that got pretty deep ruts fairly early in the race. I don't know if some people got stuck and just kind of ate the ground out there and buried their bikes or what. But overall, it really tacked up nice down here where it was a little bit wet. Wasn't anything too bad down here in the woods for the most part. So I don't know how long the bypass was for the Euro section today, but it was pretty quick through here. It wasn't anything real difficult, so if you weren't taking that Euro section there, you're probably losing a decent amount of time every lap. I took it every lap, so like I said, I don't know what that bypass looked like, how long it was. I didn't walk the course beforehand. So as we're coming through scoring here, one of the things I always like to do is look at the scoring monitor to see where I kind of sit after the first lap. And they had it turned around the other direction, so I couldn't tell where I stood throughout the race. So I didn't like that, actually. It's something that I've grown accustomed to, is being able to kind of see where I'm at as the race progresses. And so I really had no idea after the race. Like I kind of thought I knew I didn't have a great race, but I thought I was probably somewhere about 11th to maybe 13th or 14th, somewhere in that range. And it turns out I was 11th, but you know, I prefer seeing the monitor, I will say that. My daughter and my dad cheering me on there, telling me to go faster. So we're coming up here on, off to the right is the start line here where we started. So shoot up here, and then this left-hander here would have been turn 1 off the start here. So that's one lap around here at Portland. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos this season, and looking forward to posting some rides throughout the winter as I can. Like I said, I might get down to Kentucky and do some racing, and I got a West Virginia trip coming up here shortly. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.